Today we are in Westerly, Rhode Island, and we are speaking to wedding planner Michaela Lamb, whose business is actually called the Wedding Planner Michaela Lamb, right?
Correct.
So
Yes.
thank you so much for meeting with us today.
Thank you. I was honored to be asked.
Well, you know, the reason why we reached out to you is it's kind of that we do have our own selfish motives on this one. I'm not going to lie. You know, we had three engagements. We had three engagements on our trip.
Wow, wow, wow.
And one was a surprise one during an interview. One was staff member, Chelsea Rathy, and one was my daughter. So I'm going to be the mother of the bride coming up.
Oh, congratulations.
So we thought it would be really cool to seek somebody out who was passionate about wedding planning. And here we are in Rhode Island with you.
I love it.
How did this start for you?
Almost 9 years ago now, so 10 years ago, I started planning my own wedding. And after that, literally the next day, I was so sad that my day was over, and I had enjoyed the experience so much that I said, oh my God, I should do this for a living. Well, a few years had passed, and I would talk about this all the time. So finally my husband said, why don't you just try it out? Why don't you, this is all you talk about.
What were you doing at the time?
Full-time teacher.
Oh, right, right, yeah.
And I liked it, but I started doing this, and I realized, wow, I love doing this.
Now, were you doing this on the side while you were teaching?
Yeah, so I started out still full-time teaching, doing this part-time. This picked up for me a bit. So a few years back, I asked to teach part-time. Really tried to pursue this business, and it actually picked up enough where I was able to say, I was able to make the choice at that time and say, this is what I want to do.
That's amazing. And you have 4 kids.
I do.
So this enables you probably to be home as well.
It does. I get to be with them during the week. I am giving up Saturdays, many Saturdays this year, many. But for me, I enjoy going to the weddings. I'm with my kids. I'm with my kids on a Saturday morning even. And then, so my long day, you know, I do the rehearsals on Fridays. Saturday weddings, and then, you know, sometimes there's parties on Thursday or Friday with some of these bigger weddings, but the trade-off was definitely worth it for me, for the family time as well.
So is there a wedding that sticks out in your mind as one of your favorites?
I've helped plan my brother's and a good friend of mine's, and so I would hate to say that I pick a favorite wedding, but maybe the two that were the most personal to me. I enjoyed, but honestly, I've become friends with different couples along the way. Just had dinner the other night with a couple that I planned a wedding for. So for me, it's become more of, yes, it's a job, but that's another reason why I love it. Like, here I am having dinner with a couple that I met a year ago, and now we're still keeping in contact enough to have a dinner together, you know? And so for me, it's been very rewarding.
What kinds of things do you do? What are your responsibilities? Like, why would somebody hire a wedding planner?
Okay, at a minimum, I'm a really big advocate for the day of coordination. I know I didn't have one at my wedding. Now, thinking back, I wish I had. I was asking friends and relatives that were not in the wedding to do odd jobs, like, you know, repurpose flowers from the church to the reception venue, tell vendors where to set up on that day, little jobs like that. So when someone hires me, I create an itinerary about, at a minimum, this is what I'm doing, 2 weeks before, contacting all vendors involved, creating detailed itineraries that for the couple to share with whoever really on that wedding day, parents, bridal party, vendors, and then they get my services for at least 8 hours to 10 hours or so on the day of. I'm coordinating with all the vendors that day. I'm organizing the rehearsal the night before, and I'm staying till the end for pickup, transporting sometimes gifts and personal belongings back to the hotel or cars or whatever. So I'm really there all day, and I'm really in those wedding days are busy for me all day long. I'm on the phone, and a lot of times the couples don't realize how often people are reaching out to me. Instead of the bride on the wedding day, my phone is right on me, ringing all day long. And I also offer advice They can email me for suggestions throughout their planning process through email. I certainly love when they contact me, you know, if they have a question. So I'm kind of there for them as a day of coordinator. And of course, then the packages go up from there to partial planning, meeting with vendors, and then the full planning, which I get a handful of people a year to do everything for them. Maybe they're out of state, having a destination wedding in Rhode Island, so I'm doing that as well.
What kind of fires have you had to put out?
Fortunately, nothing major. Couple things that happened this year. Cake wasn't delivered on time. Not answering the vendor's not answering the phone. We have no idea where she is. It gets delivered, you know, during cocktail hour. Bride didn't even know though, you know, because I was in communication. So, and rental company didn't show up one time. So luckily, between the caterer and my connection to, we were able to work together to call another company to get some rentals.
What kind of rentals?
They had rented a bar, a couple extra tables for cocktail hour, things, you know, a couple chairs. So
and that's the beauty of it, is that you are aware of and are in contact with and have built relationships with all the different types of vendors, you know, whether it's rentals or probably bakeries, and caterers and things like that.
So that was great, and because of that relationship, it was easy to say, hey, can you help me out, and how quick can you get here? And again, you know, I worked with the caterer to get that done, but you know, it's the couple had no idea till after the fact.
Leaving that secure position and saying, I'm going to take this leap, because my audience members, you know, they have passions, but they don't always act, and they're hesitating. Did you have hesitations? Did you have challenges?
Yeah, absolutely. I was in a spot right now where I was able to do that because of my husband's job right now too. So I do, you know, I didn't just take a huge risk. However, I did need the income. I do need the income. So I said, my business is growing. This is what I absolutely love. And then I thought of so many factors. If I could put in a full work week doing weddings, even if it's trying to go make connections or doing some marketing, advertising, it was almost to the point where having to go to another job was taking away maybe from my possible expansion. And that's how I had to look at it. Was I willing to say, yes, I'm going to work Monday through Friday or whatever, you know, the Monday through Friday hours, but can I do that at home? And then it's the motivation that, yes, this is what I want to do, and I feel I feel like a real sense of pride having accomplished this, and so that in itself is motivation, and kind of like I own this business, and so I guess a sense of accomplishment too.
And you don't do this just by yourself. You have other people that you work with, right?
Oh yeah, I'm possibly looking to expand right now, which is great. It's my brother's girlfriend actually. She comes along to weddings with me, and my husband, if I need a laborer, a setup guy. So I guess that's a good excuse for us to spend Saturdays together when I'm away, but he will also come and help me. So right now that's where I'm at. However, more and more I'm getting inquiries from girls that have gone to school for event planning, or girls that want internships. And until this point, I've turned them away because I didn't have the work. And so that kind of made me say too, well, I'm turning away jobs because it's really just me. And I'm also turning away, so I'm actually in the process now of bringing a couple other people on and giving them some experience, and then, you know, getting more work for the business as well.
That's awesome. So what do you think you've learned about yourself through this?
Like I guess I said, I feel like really accomplished. I think it gives me more confidence, you know, like I can do this. Another reason I do it is because, you know, sometimes we all go through things in life, and you know, I went through kind of like a tough time, to be honest. And I said, you know what, 3 years went by, and I said how fast those 3 years went by. And then I'm thinking, you know, I'm in my job now. I've been teaching for almost, at the time it was like 9 years, 10 years. I had finished 11 years. And I said, wow, 11 years went by, and I want to wake up and do something and feel happy every day. and then show my kids that they can also be happy in life, because it goes by too fast. So that's, you know, that was some of my motivation. I'm sorry, did I answer your question?
No, you totally did.
Oh, okay, okay.
What advice do you have for other people about pursuing passions in general?
It's a lot of hard work. My husband was 110% supportive, because a lot of times that, you know, as someone new in any profession, you have to get over that hurdle. But I found ways to do it, and it's sometimes putting in the work up front, maybe asking a friend to do their wedding and get all the photos and make those vendor contacts, and maybe I didn't get any money for it. Being honest with someone and saying, yeah, you know, and just having that confidence. You have to have the confidence and you have to have the knowledge. So I would build a strong foundation. So I took wedding planning, I took a weekend course. I read tons of books, tons. And I'm a reader anyway, but I built a solid foundation. So even though I was new, I felt confident. I would know etiquette. I knew the stuff. So even if someone said, well, how long have you had your business for? I felt like I could sell myself, because it didn't matter that I was new, because I took the time first. Before I put myself out there, I built a solid foundation. So I would say to somebody, have confidence, know your stuff, know your market, know your product. What I mean, whether it's wedding planning or, you know, whatever your passion is, and then the way you portray yourself, and if you have a genuine interest and you're honest, and I think you can do it.
How has incorporating this passion into your life enriched your life? Like looking at your life now compared to when you were a teacher.
I'm happy. I always feel bad, because I wouldn't want someone to say like, oh, that I didn't like teach, quote unquote, like that I didn't like teaching. But I found that, you can ask my husband, I've never one time like complained about going to a wedding. I never said, oh, I have to go to a wedding tomorrow. It's just like happier. I think if you were to ask my husband or my mom, they would just say, I'm happy. Michaela loves what she does. My kids know all about weddings. You can see them, you know, acting out weddings and things during their play. You know, and I've found, I always tell the girls especially, oh yeah, you can help me in a few years, you know. So, but how has it enriched my life? I think that I'm spending more time at home, and I'm doing more things with my kids, and then I'm able to incorporate them in work too. So if there is a week I'm working a lot, and my girls want to be with me, I'll give them little tasks and things to do, and I'm able to spend that time at home, which I love, because I used to always say, oh, I'd love to be a stay-at-home mom. Now, I don't know if I have the personality to be a stay-at-home mom, because I'm always wanting to do stuff and pursue different things, and I'm always on the go, but so it actually has given me that, yes, I can be with my kids while at the same time establishing this, you know, being a professional as well.
So if somebody has a question about this, can they reach out to you?
Oh, absolutely.
What's your contact information?
It's Michaela, Michaela, at idohappilyeverAfters.com, and my phone number is 401-935-3390. My website is idohappilyeverAfters.com, and yeah, I would love to. I would talk to anyone about weddings, whether they're looking to get into the field, or, you know, a bride or a mother of the bride, or anybody.
Final question here. What best advice can you give us with these upcoming weddings?
Plan, stay on track. I can actually give you a little timeline. I'm going to give you a timeline so you can stay on track, and enjoy it, because honestly, stay organized, but enjoy it, because your wedding day will go by so fast, and that's the first thing that like a bride will say to me at the end of the night, thank you for everything, but oh my God, I can't believe my night's over. So really just enjoy the planning, try to make it fun, and then enjoy that day too. Yeah, definitely.
And I talk to you, 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 and we love, and we hate, and we demonstrate, we try to relate. This is my break.